Greetings, salutations. This is your host, Prestigious G, with another COK-RantTalk. Uh, uh, I know I'm a little bit late to this, just a few days late to this, topic, but, Tory Lanez has been convicted guilty of the assault of Megan Pete, aka Megan Thee Stallion. Before I go into the rant, the reason I really wasn't gonna do a rant on this subject because, to be frank, this stuff happens to the kind of these ghetto rappers. This stuff happens to them like twice every few Thursdays. So I didn't really see it's not really a particular and dealt with the type of content I deal with, but it was the repercussions of this verdict were the circumstances in which I wanted to talk about it. So yeah, but let's get a little backstory about how this all started. This all started in 2021 at a Kardashian party. I think it was Kylie's party. I don't know that much. Like I said, I didn't really get that much into it because, like I said, I don't really care that much about these type of things because it's ratchet celebrity shit. So it started a Kardashian party where Megan and Tory were there. Apparently there was some verbal altercations with them, and eventually I believe they either left or Kylie just told them to leave because they were getting too out of hand. So they decided to leave with this other individual named Kylie, who apparently is Megan's homegirl. So apparently it got out of hand because I believe Tory and this woman Kylie were an idol. Well, they were buddy with each other on the low. So I believe it came up because this is from what I've seen from a TMZ outsource, but those aren't very trustworthy. Apparently, it got revealed while in the car that Meg and Tory were, on the DL with each other without Kylie's knowledge, and she didn't take very kindly to that because there was rumors that Megan had a thing with messing around with Kylie's dudes. So as usual, so they got into a verbal altercation, which eventually led to a physical altercation, and from where that led up, I believe that Kylie, and it was stated by her because she was the one that stated this stuff on the jury stand, and she basically got a gun which was hers, and she attempted, from what it seemed like, she attempted to try to shoot Megan. Now, Tory, being the individual that he was, he decided to step in and try to prevent this from happening because, as we can see, he didn't want nobody to be hurt in this situation. So he prevents to stop her from shooting, to basically lighting Megan up full of lead. And a few shots rang out. I don't very much know how many, of course, but she rang out a few bullets. Some of them basically shot up parts of the car, which ended up hurting Megan's foot, which is why she had to go to the hospital for rehabilitation. Eventually, she basically just gets the gun out of her hand without touching it. So from that knowledge right there, from that information, from that case, we have two things. One, he didn't touch the gun. Two, he wasn't the one that fired the weapon. So fast forward past all that, after the whole party, Megan is on these, TV show outlets, social media, basically saying Tory shot me, which that's not what happened in the courtroom. That's what I was said in the courtroom, and all that, all that jazz about, all this stuff that she had to, went through, and that's understandable that, that's understandable that she had, that might have been a traumatic experience for her, and that's understandable how she was, her pain and the situation was understandable and justified. Can't tell people how they feel, but there's a thin line between fiction and fallacy and fiction and actual real life actions. But fast forward past that, we get to the verdict and the court hearing and everything, and he's found guilty of A, not shooting Megan, and B, not owning the gun and not firing the gun. So yeah, this all leads up to one serious situation, that the only reason he was found guilty is because Kesley got immunity. That's the only reason why he got thrown under the bus. Because at the end of the day, we all know that at the end of the day, even though they probably not on speaking terms anymore, Kesley and Megan are probably still homegirls, and Kesley wasn't, and they wasn't about to throw each other under the bus, because it was much easier to just throw the dude under the bus, because all the women are gonna be like, well, they were fighting over you, so it's technically your fault and all that other junk. But that's the thing. That's the whole. But now that I've gone into this whole rant, the real reason I went into this is because a black look. I'm not in look. I'm not a Tory Lanez dick rider in any way, shape, or form. Okay, I literally only know this dude because I know one song from him where he sampled "If You Love Me" by Brownstone from 2015. I don't remember the name of the song, but that's the only way I know who he is. But that is literally and so I'm late from basically anything. This is the first news about this dude I've ever actually heard since last year. So yeah, I'm not saying this dude's innocent in any way, shape, or form, but to just throw him, basically, he was basically just thrown under the bus just to defend other people's juvenile and negligent actions. Like, what would it, at this point, it would have just been in Tory's best interest just for Kesley to just light Megan up at this point. But even if that's the case, they would have just been like, oh, why are you're a grown man, why are you letting those women fight each other? You're a grown ass man, why are you letting them do this? Be the bigger person and stop them. And there would have been excuse after excuse after excuse as to why this situation went in the way it did. But yeah, going basically finishing up the rant, this basically just proves, this basically kind of makes me see things from Passport Bros and SYSBM's perspective of why it's not worth dealing with a certain group of women in America. Because it comes with a lot of headache, and it comes with literally comes with the potential that your life will be your whole future and life will be thrown to the wayside just by protecting a bunch of ghetto strags from clawing each other's faces out. this all happened because he tried to prevent them from basically killing each other. That's basically what it was, and he was, just to be frank, I don't want to say it because I usually like to keep my rants universal, not what's the word, generalized into a general, but because I like to, they say I don't want it to be like a black corner thing, but basically the only reason they threw him under the bus because he's a black man. It was easy to throw him under the bus, and Megan's attorney, it was like, this is a win for black women, and I'm like, if that's what you want to think, if that's what you want to say, it's not really, in my perspective, it's not. In fact, this whole case has done more than just giving black women. Is basically widened the wedge and created even bigger, more division between black women and black men, in my opinion, because this is basically to all my ethical thinking and knowledgeable black men. This is basically a big case of you could literally have done everything you've done to prevent disaster, and you still are and you still get fucked over. This is basically what happened. They threw him under the bus because it was easier to just pin it on him, even though there was no evidence that proved whatsoever that he did any of this. Again, not saying the dude's innocent, and not saying that he's guilty, because partially he kind of put himself in this situation. Because personally, me, if I was a celebrity, I honestly wouldn't be messing around with women like Megan Thee Stallion anyway. It's not worth the headache. It really ain't. It just proves that brothers really need to just. You really need to know exactly who you need to. You really need to know the social group that you're in, and you really need to know the people that you should and shouldn't deal with. And I really hope Tory learned the lesson for him, because partially he kind of did this to himself. Partially, we are all the creators of our own demise, and however much blame you take, that's up to you. But there's always certain amount of blame you need to take when it comes to certain things that's in your life. But like I say, this was not a victory for black women. And the thing about it is the same vibe I get with them celebrating Tory being put away is the same vibe I get when Kevin died. It's this vindictive, very crude disposition they have toward, just a black dude, a black man that's just being put away. Not saying that he's a success or that he's, a decent one, because, I don't really know him like that. But, like I said, this was not a victory, and to all my knowledge, intelligent, thinking black brothers out there, you now know what kind of women to look out for and what women to deal with. And now I hope this was a lesson to all of you to know where to stick your nose in, what kind of situations to stick your nose in, and where to just leave things be. Remember to protect yourselves first and look out for yourself. This has been Prestige G with another Rant Talk. Until next time, folks, truth with